Our planet is a place of breathtaking contrasts, of scorching deserts and landscapes locked in eternal, profound cold. We are about to embark on a journey to the very coldest places on Earth, regions where the air itself can freeze and the mercury plummets to unimaginable levels. These are not merely chilly winter landscapes. They are realms of extreme cold, where survival is a constant challenge, and the environment is as alien as another world. For most of us, a cold day might mean bundling up in a heavy coat, but the locations we will explore reach temperatures so far below freezing that they test the very limits of life itself. Here, water turns to solid rock in an instant, and breathing can be painful, even dangerous. It is in these frozen extremities that we can truly appreciate the power of our planet's climate. Join me as we travel from the vast deserts of Antarctica to the isolated settlements of Siberia and the wind-swept peaks of North America. We will witness how these places became so cold and discover the unique conditions that define them. This is a journey into a world of crystallized air and silent, frozen beauty, a world that will freeze your mind. Our journey begins at the most remote and inhospitable place on our planet, the Eastern Antarctic Plateau. This is not simply a cold place, it is the very epicenter of cold for our entire world. Here, on a high feature known as Ridge A, scientists have recorded the lowest natural surface temperature ever, a staggering -93.2 degrees Celsius, or -135.8 degrees Fahrenheit. It is a cold so absolute, so profound, it is difficult for the human mind to truly grasp its meaning. It is a temperature where the very air we breathe begins to turn from gas to ice. The reasons for this extraordinary cold are a confluence of perfect, frigid conditions. The plateau sits at an immense altitude, over 3,000 meters above sea level, where the atmosphere is thin and cannot retain heat. For months on end during the polar winter, the sun does not rise, plunging the continent into a perpetual deep freeze twilight. During this time, any residual heat radiates away into space, trapped by a layer of still, clear air that acts like a perfect insulator, allowing the surface to cool and cool and cool relentlessly. The environment here is so extreme that it is often compared to the surface of Mars. The air is incredibly dry, the atmosphere thin, and the landscape a featureless expanse of ice. There is no life here, not even microbial. It is a sterile, silent desert of ice, a natural laboratory for understanding the limits of our own world and the conditions we might one day find on others. It is a place of pure elemental power, the coldest point on the face of the Earth. From the uninhabited extremes of Antarctica, we now travel to the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth, the village of Oymyakon, nestled deep within the Siberian wilderness. Here, human resilience is tested daily in a way few of us can imagine. In 1933, this small community earned its title as the Pole of Cold when the temperature plunged to a bone-shattering -67.7 degrees Celsius, or -90 degrees Fahrenheit. This remains the coldest officially recorded temperature for any permanently inhabited location. Life in Oymyakon is a constant battle against the freeze. The ground is in a state of permanent frost or permafrost, so buildings must be constructed on deep piles to remain stable. Plumbing is often impossible, with most facilities located outside in small sheds. Even the simplest tasks become Herculean efforts. Ink in pens freezes, batteries die almost instantly, and anyone venturing outside must be wary of frostbite attacking exposed skin within minutes. The cold is an ever-present, dominant force in the lives of its few hundred residents. Perhaps the most striking adaptation can be seen with their vehicles. In the depths of winter, many locals simply leave their cars running all day long, for fear that if they turn the engine off, it will freeze solid and never start again. They have developed a unique relationship with the cold, a deep understanding of its dangers, and a remarkable ingenuity in order to survive, and indeed thrive, in a place where winter is not just a season, but a defining, life-altering reality. Not far from Oymyakon, also in the vast Sakha Republic of Russia, lies its great rival for the title of the coldest town on Earth, Verkhoyansk. For many years, this town held the record, having registered a low of -67.6 degrees Celsius in 1892. The two communities share a fierce pride in their formidable climates, each a testament to the hardiness of life in the Siberian expanse. Verkhoyansk, like its rival, lies within a valley, a topography that allows cold, dense air to sink and become trapped, intensifying the winter chill. What makes Verkhoyansk particularly remarkable, however, is not just its phenomenal cold, but its astonishing range of temperatures. It holds one of the greatest temperature differentials of any place on the planet. While its winters are legendarily brutal, its summers can be surprisingly, and sometimes uncomfortably, warm. This is a land of the most extreme extremes, a place that can swing from the depths of an Arctic freeze to the warmth of a summer's day. In June of 2020, the world looked on in astonishment as Verkhoyansk recorded a temperature of 38 degrees Celsius, or 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit. This staggering heat wave, occurring in a town famous for its cold, created a temperature range of over 105 degrees Celsius. It is a powerful and sobering illustration of a changing global climate, where even the most reliably frozen corners of our world are experiencing unprecedented shifts, transforming these landscapes of ice into lands of fire and frost. We now venture west to the second largest body of ice in the world, the Greenland ice sheet. It is here, at a lonely and now abandoned outpost, that one of the coldest temperatures in the Northern Hemisphere was ever recorded. The site was known as North Ice, a former research station established by the British North Greenland expedition in the early 1950s. It was a place of scientific discovery, situated in the desolate, high-altitude interior of the ice sheet. On the 9th of January 1954, the small team of scientists stationed at North Ice recorded a temperature of minus 66.1 degrees Celsius, or minus 87 degrees Fahrenheit. This was, at the time, a world record low. The station itself was little more than a wooden hut buried beneath the snow, a tiny speck of human endeavor in an endless sea of white. The scientists who lived and worked here were utterly isolated, enduring the crushing cold and the perpetual darkness of the polar winter in the name of exploration and knowledge. The extreme cold at North Ice is, much like on the Antarctic plateau, a product of its high elevation and its location far from the moderating influence of the ocean. The vast, reflective surface of the ice sheet prevents the absorption of solar energy, while the thin, dry air allows any warmth to escape easily into the upper atmosphere. Though the station is long gone, reclaimed by the shifting ice, the record it set remains a stark reminder of the brutal power of the Arctic and the unforgiving nature of these great, frozen wildernesses. Our final destination takes us to North America, to a mountain of immense scale and ferocious weather, Denali. Formerly known as Mount McKinley, it is the highest peak on the continent, soaring to over 6,000 meters. But it is not just its height that makes it one of the coldest places on Earth. It is its unforgiving combination of high altitude, northern latitude, and relentless, savage weather systems that swirl in from the Gulf of Alaska and the Arctic. While official, sustained ground temperatures are difficult to record on its treacherous slopes, it is widely considered the coldest mountain on the planet. Automated weather stations placed near the summit have recorded temperatures as low as minus 59.7 Celsius or minus 75.5 Fahrenheit. But the raw temperature tells only part of the story. The true danger lies in the wind chill. Hurricane-force winds are common, and they can drive the effective temperature down to a lethal minus 83.4 Celsius or minus 118.1 Fahrenheit. Even in summer, the so-called climbing season, conditions on Denali can be deadly. Storms can appear with terrifying speed, trapping climbers in a world of whiteout conditions and incomprehensible cold. The air is thin, the effort immense, and the cold is a constant, draining presence. Denali is a true giant, a vertical world of ice and rock that stands as a formidable challenge, reminding us that even outside the polar circles, our planet can produce environments of the most extreme and life-threatening cold. Our journey through the planet's frozen extremes comes to an end. From the absolute cold of an Antarctic plateau to the inhabited frost of Siberia and the wind-scoured peaks of Alaska, we have witnessed environments that push the boundaries of what we thought possible. These are places of a stark and sometimes brutal beauty, where the very elements are sculpted by a cold so intense it can shatter steel and crystallize the air itself. They are a profound testament to the diverse and powerful forces that shape our world. And yet, in some of these places, against all odds, life has found a way. Not just the microscopic and the resilient, but humanity itself. The people of Oymyakon and Verkhoyansk do not just survive. They have built communities, raised families, and woven a culture deeply intertwined with the frost. This enduring spark of life, this remarkable adaptability in the face of such overwhelming cold, is perhaps the most astonishing discovery of all. It speaks to a resilience that is as powerful as the ice itself. It makes one wonder about our own limits and our own connection to the natural world. These landscapes may seem alien, but they are a fundamental part of our shared planet. As we conclude our journey, I invite you to reflect. Could you endure in such a place? What do you think it takes to call the coldest corners of the Earth home? Share your thoughts in the comments below.